Hi, my name is Kennedy Barnes. I'm a student scientist at Ecotech Lab and a senior at Renaissance High School. Today I will be talking to you about bioprinting and fortification to create a micronutrient supplement to combat malnutrition in Zimbabwe. Over half the population in Zimbabwe are food insecure. Two of the most prominent micronutrient deficiencies are vitamin A and iron. When you are vitamin A and iron deficient, you are immunocompromised and your growth is stunted. My solution is to create a 3D printed cereal that can be given to the people on demand. In order to make sure that the cereal supplement had adequate nutrients, I had to fortify the flour. I used and created sweet potato powder for vitamin A, and for iron, I used beetroot powder. Although the people are iron deficient, adding vitamin C helps the iron be absorbed better into the body. After the flour was fortified and mixed with the other wet and dry ingredients, the dough is ready to be extruded and baked to mimic the 3D printing process. After the cereal was baked and cooled, it was put in an airtight container to make sure that it stayed fresh. Next, the cereal was taken to the lab to look at its composition and texture. Next, I took a mortar and pestle and grinded the cereal up to get a closer look at what the texture looks like. Today I conducted an experiment to look at the concentration of iron and the iron in my supplement. First, I took 3 grams of iron fillings and added it to distilled water. I tested the concentration, and the concentration is about 25 to 50 parts per million. Next, I took 3 grams of my supplement and also added it to distilled water and filtered it, and the concentration was about 0 to 2 parts per million. In order to increase the concentration of iron, I will have to add more beets. In my original recipe, I added 3. Now I will have to add about 10. In order to be healthy, the average person needs about 8 milligrams of iron. If you take 1 beet equals 0.8 milligrams, and you multiply it by A, which is the number of beets needed to provide 8 milligrams of iron, you take the 8 milligrams and you divide it by 0.8 and you get 10. 10 is the number of beets you need for adequate. When I first started this project, I was entered into a competition with the World Food Prize, which is a global organization that looks at food insecurity. While doing these experiments, I learned a lot about biochemistry and detection of iron. I can take these new skills and knowledge into a medical career.